Yes, sir. Yes, sirritos, boy. We're coming at you with a brand new episode. This time we're getting virtual with it. It's St. Patty's Day, ladies and gentlemen.
I have an issue with St. Patty's. That's
Yeah.
not culturally appropriate to
Is
say
it
it's
the
St. Patty's.
is it the leprechauns? Cause I got a little clip to play
Lep-
here. Check it out.
Hey, let's make Jerry's a
You could play
leprechaun. Sing us
leprechauns,
the
but
song
St.
of the
Patty's is not
Emerald
an
Isle.
actual term that Irish folks respect, as they
That's what you
say.
sound like.
The singing of the angels themselves.
I guess that's why I sound like
Yeah.
that.
Wait. So do you have some history on behind that or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what we're going to be talking about this whole episode. The
Sweet.
history, how leprechauns are involved into it, and how it's like celebrated like nowadays.
Well,
as
I'm glad you did some research because I didn't get a chance to do any, but I got some good videos about Guinness and like just the culture in general around St. Patty's Day and in Ireland in the pub.
Yeah.
Behind me, as promised, my good cousin Randy here, the first Mexican leprechaun. He's a Mexican, you know?
Meticon,
Yeah.
Meticron. I
You
don't know.
saw it here first on the Golden Craft Cast, the first Mexican leprechaun, ladies and gentlemen.
It sounds like a
There he
fucking
is.
vibrant variant.
So,
Meticron.
well, before we get into it, you know what we do here best? It's craft beers and entertainment, and we're talking about the entertainment, but there's yet to be some craft beers. So let's go ahead and crack them open. Serge, what you got today?
I got. There's like a little bit of a glare, but this is a dry Irish stout, nitro, from Left Hand Brewing Company,
Ooh, okay.
and it is a product of the USA. So it's not fully Irish. I kind of like the traditions in St. Patrick's Day that we're about to talk about, but uh, super smooth and a roasty toast to tradition.
A roasty toast. I like that.
Roasty
Okay.
toast.
It's kind of trippy because I also got a nitro Irish stout right
Oh.
here. Yes. This one's called the Nitrous Irish Stout by Breckenridge Brewery, Fine Ales and Lagers. Smooth
Okay.
cascading dry stout brewed with roasted Irish malts. So, taste great from the can or experience nitro glass, which we're about to experience today. You got your nitro glass ready?
I don't have this glass.
Do you want to go first? Should you go first?
Yes.
All right, hit it.
Like a madman.
They're amazing and they're cheap. You can't beat it.
I don't know if the microphone got it.
It's funny. Just keep going.
Like short.
Oh my god. Sweet.
Rare. It looks like chocolate milk.
Oh yeah, look
Ooh,
look at the
nitro.
cascading thing. That's what I like. That is dope.
Bro, it looks like fucking a spaceship is about to like launch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good visual right there. Let me try mine now. Let's see who has the better one. I had a line on that one. Let's go straight for the pour. You just dump it, right?
Yeah, I just dump it.
Trying to show it as much as possible. All right.
Oh my god.
The cascading effect on this is not as great, or it's just really, really dark. I think yours came out a little bit better. That Left Hand Brewing Co. really has the nitro down. This one kind of... It didn't cascade as much as I'd like it to, honestly. I'm kind of jealous.
Okay, so you can't see it from the naked eye.
No, you can't see the cascading. I mean, I was able to see yours through the camera, too.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no... I have some light on it, and still you can't really see the cascading effect. It's just really, really dark.
Really.
know?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
cheers, laddie. On the
Cheers.
paddy. I don't know, man.
This is fucking good.
Yeah, you like yours?
Yeah. It is. It it totally lives up to like what it describes to be.
Mhm.
It's super roasty. There's like a little bit of a burnt. Not that bad.
I'm getting some roasted taste too, but I don't know if this pack got dropped or something. Like I'm still getting a decent amount of head on the top, but it doesn't taste like I'm not getting any fizz at all.
Yeah. Mm.
It almost tastes flat. It's not smooth, it tastes flat. That's me.
It's like
That's what
super
I
dry.
got. I'm kind of jealous of yours. Yours looks fresh and fucking
It's a little dry too.
yeah. Mine
So I
has a
mean,
dry head too.
it is a dry Irish stout.
I'm getting more
But
coffee notes on mine. I'm getting more chocolatey,
yeah,
malty notes. So yeah, you can definitely tell that they roasted those
it's
nuts
like a
and those
just pure
malts.
coffee. It's like pure coffee and shit.
Yeah, for reals. It kind of tastes like a nitro,
Honestly, this doesn't have like a high percentage of
like a
alcohol.
nitro coffee.
It's like a 4.8 alcohol.
What's this one? Oh, this
Not
one's
bad.
got a
Like it just like
4.8 as well. Mine's a 4.8 too.
shit, super light. Ooh, maybe need some alcohol into it just to like balance that shit out.
Maybe some Baileys or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you get yourself any of that? I got
Some what?
myself an Irish car bomb for later.
All right. No, I got some Guinness on my side.
Yeah,
Honestly,
dude.
like I went to the single aisle of the Total Wine, and
Hmm.
all the Guinness were done. The only the only ones you could find is just like that big old bottle ones, and then like the little tall cans. And then there was like a couple packs like in the front. That's like the only
I tried to get a
Guinness
six
they had.
pack. Tried to get
Yeah.
a six pack, and I looked around and there was a box of 12, and it said 9.99. I was like, no fucking way. I was like, hell yeah! I
99.
went to go pull it up. I pulled it up to the cash register. It was like, oh, this is 19.99. I'm like, what the? Oh, it was like, oh yeah, we just replaced that because there was no six packs left, so I just put that instead.
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck. If I wanted to be a dick about it, I could really be like, yo, it says 9.99, America. Give me that price,
I mean, you probably didn't see the name of
But
it.
I go back there,
It
so I'm not gonna name
probably
names.
says
Say
like
saying,
6 pack of
But I am
whiskey.
reaching out to them to get us a sponsor for an episode, so they might sponsor us for an episode. So gotta play nice with them. Got you on lock, brother.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, let's step into it, man. Let's get into the lore. Let's get into the weird shit. Let's do what we do best here at Golden Craft
It
Cast.
is. The history of St. Patrick is pretty freaking weird. I would say the very least. Um, so from what I gather, because I seen 3 different sources, and St. Patrick is a saint, and we're not really sure if he got canonized as a saint because, like, to be a saint, there was like a whole process of it,
Yeah, canonized.
and yeah, and um, apparently, I don't think that happened until like the 10th century, and St. Patrick's his like prime era was like during the 5th century, so they were a couple centuries away. But he was born on the late 14th century, and he is not actually Irish. He's actually British,
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot
and
of people and a lot of culture and traditions carried over from Britain to Ireland, you
yeah,
know? And it's crazy because in my research, I actually found out that Guinness isn't the highest selling beer in Ireland. It's
yeah,
actually Heineken,
it does, yeah, it does better internationally, if anything.
you know? So I
Yeah,
thought that was pretty trippy that, even they were saying like Guinness is not our best beer. It's actually Heineken. We sell the most of it there, but go on,
Mhm.
continue.
But yeah, I mean, what we know as today, March 17th, is actually his death day that we're celebrating.
Hmm.
So he actually died in four. Wow, I never said this out loud, but 460
Oh my
after
god.
death. Yeah, this is in like 18 or 1600s. This is like four 460 A.D. after Christ, after our Lord and Savior has passed on, and his dad was actually a Christian deacon, and he okay. I'm getting some new information, but as when he was like at the age of 16, he was actually taken to prison by a group of Irish raiders.
Oh
So Ireland
yeah.
was actually like a pagan state at that point.
It was a bunch of
So they didn't,
barbarians.
yeah, so it was just a bunch of guys that just didn't believe like Christianity. They believe in like paganism and all that sort. Uh, Probably like there was a couple Vikings in there too, but yeah, he got taken away after attacking his family's estate. Got transported to Ireland. So he spent 6 years in captivity. Um, some believe it was a little bit longer. Uh, and he pretty much lived in Mount Slemish in County Amprinth. I don't know if I'm pronouncing
Let's
it.
get to the juicy details. When did he become a priest?
So I'm getting to that. It takes up a lot of struggle just to become. So he was mostly like a shepherd, and he was very outdoorsy and stuff. And after he escaped, um, according to some of his writings, which they kept record, there was a voice that spoke to him, and he thought it was God. And he pretty much told him that it was time for him to leave Ireland. So, I mean, I guess that was his big motivation to escape. So he pretty much like walked over like 200 miles along the Irish coast, and it's pretty much escaped to Britain. And he pretty much had like a second revelation, which an angel in a dream tells him to return to Ireland as a missionary. So think about like, this group of people that don't believe in God capture you, they enslave you, and then you escape only to go back
To
to
help them.
save them. Yeah. And pretty much they did. And he pretty much did because he's the guy that pretty much like not only brought Christianity
But he brought
into
like a fucking
into a
sense of
wholesome.
community. Like he made like. That's
Yeah,
what it
he
sounds
pretty
like.
much brought like a structure over to them, like a whole new way of like civilization that they never even imagined. So he was already like he already knew the language, which I'm guessing like they spoke Gaelish,
Hmm.
and he knows the traditions and everything. So he pretty much had
He
that.
translated it. He
That's yeah.
translated
He
the religion.
translated and he made it into his own thing,
Now, I think there
and
are some theories stating that St. Patrick actually took shrooms at some point.
that's what they said about a lot of religions. I even researched that. So yeah, he pretty much established like Christianity in a sense of civilization. But one thing that St. Patrick's Day is like known for is also like the
Check
symbol of
this out.
Shamrock.
Oh, yeah, the shamrock. You want to
Well,
talk a
it's
little bit about that? Well, I know a little bit about that actually. It
yeah.
basically
Well,
symbolizes the Trinity, right?
yeah,
The
it
Father,
symbolizes
Son.
the Trinity, and that's what he uses to. Um, he pretty much like used that as a symbol of Christianity, and also a symbol that they were familiar with.
Uh huh.
So he pretty much like used that symbol to like spread out like his word on God and stuff. And I mean, it makes sense because it's like
Yeah.
it's like 6 clovers, but it's like three little butts or little heart shapes and whatever. And if you
Yeah.
find like 4-leaf clovers, apparently that's like super lucky or whatever. But
Yeah,
I don't
because
know,
it's
know about that.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and then the last leaf is supposed to represent luck, apparently. So that's
Okay.
where the fourth leaf
Yeah.
comes in. But I wasn't fucking around with the mushrooms. I'm gonna share a webpage right now on the
Good.
stream of an article that I just found. This is on fantasticfungi.com. The mushroom folklore of Ireland. So I'm just gonna read a little bit from this because it's pretty fucking long. But here we go. For St. Patrick's Day, we share some of the important pieces of mushroom folklore that originated on the Emerald Isle. From druids incorporating edible mushrooms into their rituals to the connection between mushrooms and fairies, we explore the major impact Ireland has had mushrooms in our cultural imagination. So it says Druid religious ceremonies to communicate with the universe. So Druids have said to prepare fly agaric for consumption eaten for this hallucinogenic properties because the hallucinations conferred great knowledge and enlightenment. So, you know what I'm saying? If he was or surrounded by druids and they were using all this stuff, they were like, holy shit. So, bad fairies and evil spirits. It sounds cool. Halloween and Samhain as Celtic origins. During Halloween, the ancient Irish believed that the membrane between the world and the other world became thin and creatures could pass through, and that the entire spectrum of non-human forces could roam the earth at Samhain. Coincidentally, magic mushrooms are in seasonal at Samhain during that same time, which leads folks to wonder if altered states of consciousness from psychedelics inspired visions of fairies, leprechauns, pixies, elves, one-eyed monsters, and
Tai. It's crazy. It's like
So
some
there is something
Lovecraft.
there, you know?
This sounds like a Lovecraftian type of shit right there. You have a portal between like different creatures coming in.
I mean, it makes sense. Did you do any research on creatures?
Creatures?
Yeah.
Creatures. Nope. I did on leprechauns. We'll
That's
get
a
to that.
creature.
It's sort of a creature.
Well, how about this? I got a cool video that we can watch. Kind of talking about St. Patrick's Day. You could kind of skip through it once we get on it, but
Yeah.
do you want to try to do the share screen?
Yeah, sure.
All right, people. This is the first time we're going to try to incorporate the share screen, so bear with us here.
It's on a video.
All right, I think we're doing it.
Get this. Yeah.
You could just see our heads, so you got to kind of peek up a little bit.
Look how green it is.
Nice pastures.
Hey.
How
How you
does
doing on your
one
beer?
begin to tell the tale of a country
Good.
deeply rooted in its
Inside.
grand customs and traditions of embarking upon social gatherings and merriment that connect friends and family? But we'll get to this more in a few minutes. Just so we're clear, this video is showcasing the Republic of Ireland, and largely excludes Northern Ireland. If you're from Northern Ireland, or just have an interest or an affinity towards it, we promise to showcase it in a future video.
Kenneth Branagh and Liam Neeson.
Let's go back in time to an Ireland less populated and sophisticated as the one we know well today.
Yeah.
It is thought through archaeological evidence that brewing in Ireland dates back well over 5,000 years. The country's fertile soil and abundance of rain makes the entire island perfect for growing exceptional barley. Like most Northern European countries, the original forms of beer would have been different from typical styles we're familiar with today. The use of hops would not become popular in Ireland until around the 18th century. Ancient forms of Irish ale would be closer related to gruit. As discussed in previous episodes, gruit beer uses an herb mixture for bittering and flavoring. It is believed that his country's patron saint, Saint Patrick, famous for his missionary
Wanna tall
work
can
in
next one?
bringing Christianity to Ireland,
I believe it
was an
is.
avid beer drinker, with evidence to suggest that he even had his very own personal brewer. I'm sure most North Americans are more familiar with St. Patrick for the modern-day celebrations that are held on his ceremonial day. Green beer, anyone?
Green beer is not a thing in Ireland.
The Anglo-Norman invasion of Ireland.
And that's what I got.
For better or for worse, and I think most Irish would be more sympathetic to the latter.
Is that it?
I mean, basically, that's the gist of it. It's pretty interesting, I thought.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that he knew his own, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. While I was watching it, I was like, yeah. I think it's a tradition in America to like dye your beer green. It's not a thing out in Ireland or anything. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so,
What else you got?
keeping it going, I mean, this beer is practically done, bro. This is like, it almost is giving me like a Bach kind of vibe, too.
Fuck. Oh,
But it's really
Just trying to
just, I mean, you know? It's too creamy on the
it's
end.
too creamy.
It's too creamy, laddie.
Too creamy.
Right at the end. How you doing on yours?
Mhm. Still roasty.
Yep, it's roasty
mean,
toasty.
it's not like it's not intriguing. It's like not creamy at all. It's just pure roast, just really dry. I'm gonna be feeling dry after this.
Do
Wait.
you want to do one more video?
Yeah,
about the
sure.
Inside the Irish food and drinking culture? It was doubling up the audio for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
I don't know why either. You don't have it playing in the background, right?
I mean, I have Discord in the background,
Maybe
but it could be.
I don't know. Maybe. Um. So, was that one thing? So St. Patrick actually like I forget what he did, but he did a ceremony with like one of the king. Oh, I think it was crowning him for one of the kings. Really in Britain, and you could see it like as a what do you call it? Uh, Forget it. He he pretty much like during the ceremony, he pretty much accidentally like had like a pole, whatever, to like knight him or whatever, and he accidentally like stabbed like the royal right in the foot,
Oh shit!
and yeah, you could actually see it like in one of the word is escaping me. Pretty much like an image that you see in church.
Right. It's like a stained glass window.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
And it's literally like St. Patrick like stabbing the guy in the foot. And
What?
it's
I
funny
gotta
because
find
like
this.
he never, because the royal pretty much um he didn't say anything, so he just kept quiet. And then St. Patrick noticed like what he did, and he said like, why didn't you say anything? He's like, I thought it was part of the ceremony.
That's some druid shit right there.
I know. Honestly, I was thinking that. I was like, yeah, I probably didn't say anything because he thought it was part of the
Oh
tradition to
my
do
god,
that.
you're right.
Yeah. What
St.
was the
Patrick
name of
stabbing
the
in foot, stained glass.
shirt?
Hold on, let me see. I see an image, but it looks like somebody made it. I don't know if it's of St. Patrick. It doesn't look like it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll share it, whatever. Let me just open it in a new tab. Alright, here you go. I'm
It's
sharing
just
it right
like
now.
one of history's like most fucked up thing. And
He's
What
like,
you know?
okay, so it's basically like it almost looks like it's drawn on a tile or something like that, but it's literally like an old friar looking dude stabbing a king through the foot with like it looks like a cane or something like that. And you
Yeah.
see blood splattered on it, and the king's just like looking straight at him, like he's not yelling, he's just looking straight at him, like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like,
And his eyes are just looking at him like, did I do that? That's the best way I could describe it for the listeners, you know?
yeah. I
It's
think I have
pretty
a
funny.
video on that. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to that.
Let me.
Hi, welcome to my channel.
Here. Not working.
You gotta paste the URL.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but it's not working.
All right. Well, I got my video ready. You wanna try mine?
It's in the chat. If you
Okay.
can get that thing. It's the one with the girl on it. It's like St. Patrick's Day's tradition in history.
It's in our chat, you say. The Golden Craftcast chat?
Yes.
I only see I'm trying to message you and it's not messaging me back.
Mm.
Do,
Where is
do,
it going on?
do.
Do-do-do. Technical difficulties. Why we're doing this?
Let's see. It doesn't say here. I'm going to paste my link. Your link is not showing up, sir. Make sure you're in the right chat. Because I'm looking at my chat.
I'm just gonna like put all that information to the YouTube
Yeah.
and
Just type in the video. Just search for
Yeah.
My channel is nearly St. Patrick's Day, so I thought I'd do a video going through some of the traditions and some of the history behind the day, and also how we celebrate it here in Ireland. So St. Patrick's Day is celebrated every
Turn
year
the
on
volume down on the media.
tavern to have a drink. And then the first official St. Patrick's Day parade was in 1848,
we turn
and
it
it
up.
was also in
Turn it
America and
down,
New York
like
City,
the
and that was
audio
put
level.
on by patriotic Irish
That's probably what it
immigrants.
is.
And the first parade in Ireland didn't
yeah.
actually take place until
Is it?
1903
Yeah, keep cutting
in
it out.
Waterford. So we actually took that tradition during the 1898 Irish Rebellion led by Wolfetown. And that changed during the 1798 Irish Rebellion. Clothing. You could be hanged by the and flag became green. The flag as we know it today is actually very modern. It's only been the national flag for not even 100 years, so it's very new. And what the flag symbolizes now is green is Irish Catholics, orange is Irish Protestants, and white is the harmony between them. So now on St. Patrick's Day, the Irish flag is a big symbol. Everyone waves it at parades. Except in Belfast. In Belfast, there's a bit of basically Protestant. St. Patrick used the shamrock to explain to people about the Holy Trinity of Christianity, you know, the three clovers, the Holy Trinity. So nowadays you can buy shamrocks to wear on your clothes for the day. Another symbol associated with St. Patrick is the Celtic cross, and it's said that he actually designed this himself. And what the Celtic cross is that when he was converting pagans to Christianity, he found that they worshipped the sun. So the pagan sun symbol was very important to them. So he took the pagan sun symbol and he put it inside the Christian cross as a way to show them how important the Christian cross symbol was. So, and that is what a Celtic cross is, and that's where it comes from. Another symbol, snakes. People say that St. Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland.
Sneaky little snake.
And that's a metaphor. No one actually believes that he literally did that.
There's something about being
Dressing up in kilts on St. Patrick's Day. Kilts is more of a Scottish tradition. It's more associated with Scotland. So you wouldn't really see Irish men wearing kilts on St. Patrick's Day, unless they're part of the marching band. What else? Oh, a pinch for not wearing green. That's not an Irish thing. We don't do that in Ireland as well. I mean, most people wear green anyway, but if you don't wear green, you're not going to get a pinch. So there's those few little differences, but I think overall we celebrate it the same way. It's just a day to get together with family and friends, have a drink, celebrate, and be proud to be Irish and celebrate Ireland and just have a really good time. So happy St. Patrick's Day to you. If you want to say it in Irish, it's Lá le Pádraig Sunnaguit. Lá le Pádraig Sunnaguit. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any ideas for any more videos of Irish things or Ireland you want me to do, please let me know in the comments below, or any other videos in general. Just please let me know. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Right.
How do I exit full screen?
I know. Give the activity now.
Open playlist. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, we're learning how to use this, baby.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Here we go. Expand video. All right, this one I thought was kind of funny. It's kind of just mixing it up a little bit, but this is about Irish culture inside the Irish food and drinking culture 10 years ago. It is 10 years ago, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's pretty cool though. I enjoyed the video and it's pretty funny.
Dublin, one of the most remarkable cities in the world, and home for varieties of traditions. But how does the young generation react to traditional food and beer culture nowadays? Hello and welcome to Dublin.
Would you like a Guinness? Guinness, most famous beer brewed here in Dublin.
Yeah.
Most famous
Probably the
beers
most
brewed here in
popular
Dublin.
lager.
Makes me want a Guinness.
Budweiser. Coors then maybe. And then Carrick is an Irish lager. Only new in the market. Although if anybody talks about Ireland, they talk about Guinness.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What's your favorite beer?
Guinness. Guinness.
Guinness, I think, yeah.
And why?
I think the Irish are really proud of their favorite beer, Guinness, and it's very fun to visit new places and bars where you can taste these beers. Very nice.
Honestly, even this one I feel like has a little more fizz than the other one.
This is how we do it. This is how we roll. So you get your pint like this.
You get your point like
45
this.
degree angle.
45-degree
Right down.
angle.
And you leave it to settle.
Oh my god, it looks delicious, man.
That's a popular place to go out.
Obviously in Temple Bar area, it's very touristy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't personally go there.
Well, where would you go?
I would go somewhere further away, less expensive.
They're real out there.
What do you think is Irish food?
Well, I think we have a mix of all types of food. We don't really have our own cuisine per se. I suppose the only thing that will come to my mind is like Irish stew. For me, my favorite thing to eat at the moment in Dublin is a burrito because they're amazing and they're cheap. You can't beat it.
A burrito. A burrito in Dublin.
Well, the Brazen Head, it's the oldest pub in Ireland.
Yeah.
There's been a pub on this site since 1198.
Well, that's long. Yeah, what does Brazen Head do to become a global pub?
A lot of people are using our name abroad, like in South Africa. There's a lot of Brazen Heads in New York, in Glasgow, but they only just use the name. We don't, like the Brazen Head is privately owned by myself and my business partner, and that's all the only way we wanted to keep it. They all try to copy this pub, but you can't copy something as good as this.
Fine.
Damn.
How do you attract the young people?
Well, we have a girl working full-time on our Facebook, and also she tweets a lot. We would try and get our message out to come into the Brazen Head on our website, and we have, if you key into the internet and you look for pubs or fun, the Brazen Head will always be one of the first things that comes up.
How about the locals? Are they also coming here?
Because we have music every night of the week, we get different people in to see different bands, and that's why basically our locals will be people that come in every Wednesday night or every Thursday night to see a certain band.
Yeah.
Now, at tea time, you will always get at least 12, 13 people in at the bar. They all know each other. They all work around the area, and they're very good locals.
Yeah.
The most important thing to have in a pub is to have good staff. And what I mean by good staff, that are professional, but also are friendly, that will chat to people. And this is why most of these locals would come into here.
Hello.
This is Stephen, my head chef.
So what are we going to cook now?
Traditional Irish stew. The mainstay of like Irish people when in the famine years ago when there wasn't much food in Ireland, they'd make a stew with lots of vegetables and potatoes, kind of because we didn't have much meat, you know. So you'd make it bulky up with the vegetables, and that's what I was brought up as a child, you know. It was the main dinner at home, you know.
Now I'm gonna taste a traditional Irish dish, the Irish stew. Yeah, this is lamb and mushroom and some potato mash.
I'm gonna go make some of that. You know what? Where can I get some of that?
It tastes very good.
Let's go get some of that. Well, there you go. I thought the burrito part was pretty good.
Yeah, I forgot I was on mute. But yeah, that was interesting. Holy crap.
One more. Here we go.
Looks fucking cool.
Love that sound of opening a Guinness. Just
Isn't it
incredible.
amazing?
So this is a bit of a different inside the brackets that I am really excited about. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the legends and the stories surrounding what could be a myth, what could be fact, on the topic of is Guinness really better in Ireland? Now, Sandra, what better time to talk about this than in our lead up to St. Patrick's Day?
There's none. There's none. It's just
There's
like
none,
it's
man.
just magical.
So we've both traveled to Ireland multiple times. We met over a pint of Guinness in Ireland, and we're just both of the opinion that it just tastes better, smells better, feels better, looks better, everything in Ireland. So what we want to do is kind of talk about the different stories, but we want to get everybody engaged here too. Let us know what you think, because there seems to be some debate on the matter, but we're looking to you. Let us know down below what you think about all this. We're going to run over or go over all the basic theories as to why Guinness could possibly be better in Ireland itself, and we'll see what we think. Sandra, what do you think for you is the biggest reason for why Guinness is better in Ireland?
Well, I usually answer this question with a more scientific, let's call it, part, and
you take the
and
scientific
a more
route. You do, yeah.
Romantic part, like so the scientific part of the answer, or logical part of the answer. It's not scientific, but logical.
No time for logic.
Well, it's obviously any beer is better the fresher it is, and in Ireland, obviously, is as fresh as it can possibly be. And not only that, but all the pubs are, pouring a lot of them, so they are constantly, keeping their lines clean and sorry, not only clean, but they just run all the time. Yeah. So the beer doesn't have time to just sit there for a long time.
Well, dude, that's the thing, right? I mean, you remember the time we spent in Dublin. We've both been there multiple times, but they have those flatbed trucks, the Guinness flatbed trucks that are just literally, they're driving kegs, like dozens of kegs, back and forth from the St. James Gate Brewery to pubs around the city. And it's a constant thing. You see these trucks all the time going round and round. So I think you're right. The freshness factor is a big thing, where it's just the amount of Guinness that's consumed in pubs there per capita on average is just so much higher that it's just fresher.
Exactly. And and you can attach to that the fact that maybe their lines are very short, maybe they are clean more often, maybe there's a little bit more attention to the whole process and the presentation, the cleaning of the glasses and all of that, which all factors into any kind of beer experience.
100%,
right?
especially the length of the lines, like you mentioned, right? Apparently they have the kegs are right under the tap for the most part. They're as much as possible, as close as possible to the actual actual tap. That plays a huge factor because the beer doesn't have to travel as far to get to the tap, and it helps with the creaminess, apparently, from what we... This is all conjecture. This is all legend and lore. So please let us know down below if you have any facts that contradict this, or if you have any opinions that contradict this. We would love to hear. But if you're looking at the general stories that are out there, that is one of the main things, combined with the freshness. So there is a theory out there that we are debunking, that we have debunked. We're the mythbusters of beer, so to speak. But there are a lot of people that think that pasteurization has to do with it. And there are some rumors around about this, about how the beer that's being exported is pasteurized more to increase the shelf life. So pasteurization being exposing the beer to really, really high temperatures to kill off bacteria. Right, so this is not true. So we can debunk this right away. We spoke to somebody at Diageo who confirmed this for us. There is no difference in the actual beer itself that you would get in a keg in Ireland or that you would get in a can that you buy anywhere else. But then again, the freshness factor comes into play. Right, how long has that beer been sitting in the can, as opposed to how long has the beer been sitting in a keg that you're drinking in a pub in Ireland? So
Exactly.
that's something to consider.
I don't hear any.
But here's the other part of the question, right? Or the answer, let's say, the more romantic aspect, which is where and why I say that Guinness is better in Ireland, and it's because just you are sitting in Ireland and you're in an Irish pub, and you know the atmosphere is different. Even the air smells like Guinness there, especially if you're in Dublin.
It does. When you're within like a 20-minute walk of that brewery, you can smell the roasted malts. Like it's
exactly.
The air smells like it.
Yeah, it smells like Dublin. Guinness, sorry, I meant.
One and the same, my friend. One and the same. Cheers, everybody. Let us know down below. Have you been to Dublin? Have you gotten a pint of Guinness anywhere in Ireland? Let us know. If you have, what's your favorite that you've had? What do you think is the best? What do you think about if there's a difference between Guinness where you are as opposed to getting Guinness back in the homeland in Ireland? We'd love to hear from you. Cheers, everybody. Luncha. Happy St. Patrick's.
Dope. I like that one. That was a good video.
Yep.
I think that one was my favorite video right there. Fucking, that was beer brackets. They're pretty dope. I've never seen those guys before.
Yeah. Huh. We're not on our YouTube thing, right?
No, but that's pretty sick, man. Yo, look at this guy. He's already got a Guinness. Look at him go. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, look at him. Cheers, Adi.
Cheers.
Leave activity.
Just drinking. Oh.
You got a foamy. That's a foamy foam right there.
Look at that. The big old head.
Let's see if I have any more videos. I think that might be the last one.
Yeah.
That's good.
There was St. Patrick's Day, since it's a religious holiday. And a lot of people try to associate with that with drinking. And actually, it wasn't until I found it for two different sources that it's between the 1960s and the 1970s started to open pubs on that day. And then that's when the alcohol really incorporated to St. Patrick's Day. So it wasn't even that long that people started drinking during those days.
70s?
During the 1960s or 70s. Because I found two different sources that said that differ between those two decades. But I mean, I get it because it was like it's a religious holiday, and then having
it's a pagan
drink
holiday.
I don't know. Not a pagan.
It's a druid holiday.
He drew all the paganism out of fucking Ireland. I mean, there's also a myth where it said he drew all the snakes.
It's just always fun to associate that, you know?
Yeah, they drove all the snakes out of.
It is fake news though.
Yeah,
see,
they drove all
this is what they're saying is that could be kind of what that whole thing is basically they're comparing snakes to paganism, like the way of living, the barbaric way of living.
Yeah, it was a metaphor.
Back to, of driving the snakes away, you know?
Yeah, it was just a metaphorical thing, if anything. Allegorical. But I mean,
This is why you get technical with it. You get scientific with it.
Yeah, and people didn't start like doing parades until it was made in America.
Yeah, it was in Boston, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Boston by a bunch of Irish immigrants, and they started the parade thing, and then that shit incorporated back into the homelands, and they started doing that, and then they started doing that shit. But in Ireland, they do that. I think it starts from mass, and then they have to like parade their ways over to the pub. So you go to God before think you
You
met
go to
God.
the pub, and then
From God to
crazy
pub.
shit goes down.
Yeah, exactly. I heard like
there you
people,
go.
I heard people take their kids sometimes.
God first, then the pub. You heard it from the Irish, ladies and gentlemen. God first, then the pub.
That's how it is.
Cheers, Letty.
Cheers.
Do you have the clink? He's got the clink.
You hear it?
No.
Yeah, I heard it. Oh, you didn't hear it. Okay. So fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah.
Well, cheers, lads.
Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, there was what did you
we
say?
did cover a lot of stuff right now, and I kind of want to move into maybe a sip on this.
Well, I was gonna put a bunch of clips.
Oh, you got clips?
I got little clips.
All right. Well, we'll let people look forward to the sip on this because I'm definitely doing that this episode.
Yeah.
What kind of clips you got? All right, let's try the activity.
Just people thinking stereotypes of Irish folks, but
Try muting your headset. When you muted your headset last time, that stopped the doubling up on the thing.
did it? Oh, I just thought it was funny. If you guys find it offensive, just
Welcome to Ireland. We'll be landing in 5 minutes.
This is quite a country, Brian. You know, Ireland has more drunks per capita than people.
Oh, that's a negative stereotype. I don't think the Irish drink as much as people say they do.
Oh my god. That's funny. There's just nothing but beer bottles.
More clips?
Yeah, actually.
Ace.
How do you go back?
Back to video?
Is it back to video?
You gotta go to the left of the video. And then there's like a arrow that lets you go. Or you could post it in the chat.
I did post it in the chat. Apparently can't
You're
see
in
it.
the wrong chat, sir.
Guess so. Well, I'm gonna join. Well, it says I'm gonna cast. I don't know what's going
The
that.
cast.
That's where it is.
Nope.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, okay. This is the wrong one, bro.
You're in the wrong one?
No, that's the wrong one.
Oh. Just
Let me see. What the hell is this? Leprechauns? A video? Okay. Hold on. Let me see.
You guys play that.
Hold on. Let me see. Let's see how to do this. Okay, this is the Leprechaun one.
Yep.
So copy link. All right, you're seeing this happen live, people.
You're seeing it live now. We're learning how to do this as we go.
Is this Banshees of Ed Sheeran? This is not what you looked up, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
what
is
I.
one of them. Okay, so let's add that one
that's
to the playlist. Let's pause it, and then we're gonna do Leprechaun history.
Oh yeah, go that one first before that one.
Copy message link. Discord's pretty smart. It knows what we're doing. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't know if that's gonna work. That didn't look right.
Did you try to paste it?
I think we have to actually highlight it.
You have to like search it through all that shit.
No, you have to go like boop boop.
Boop boop boop.
Howdy ho, howdy ho.
Yeah.
Howdy he, howdy ho. Okay. I want to see this leprechaun one first because this one looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is creepy.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like curious about that.
Okay. So I'm gonna close this now. All right, let's go. That'd be dope if people could send us links and we could watch them too. I mean, if you post links in the chat, we could technically look it up. So don't be afraid to, I guess. All right, let's go. Here we go.
The history of the leprechaun.
Mute yourself. Or
The
whatever.
leprechaun is one of the most iconic symbols of St. Patrick's Day. Where did the leprechaun come from? What are some traditions associated with it? Leprechauns are fictional creatures, at least I hope they are, that have long been a part of Irish folklore and mythology. They are typically depicted as being elderly men, never standing more than about 3 feet in height. Most modern images of a leprechaun show the character dressed in green, with buckled shoes and a hat. However, in the earliest tales, the leprechauns wore red rather than green, and their coats had 7 rows of 7 buttons. According to the legends, leprechauns were excellent shoemakers. They had to be, because one of their favorite pastimes was dancing. They would frequently stay up all night, engaging in wild dancing sessions. These dances would put so much wear on their shoes that they were forced to constantly make new ones. Leprechauns were also known to have large amounts of gold in their possession. These coins were said to have once belonged to soldiers who hid their fortune in the ground before going off to war. While the soldiers were away, the leprechauns would dig up the treasure and claim it for themselves. The leprechauns stored their wealth in crocks of gold, which they kept at the end of a rainbow. The legends also suggest that if a human came into contact with a leprechaun, it was best just to let him be. If someone captured a leprechaun, legend also stated that the leprechaun was required to grant his captor 3 wishes. However, leprechauns were said to be rather tricky, and the wisher could easily end up being worse off than before. For example, in one story, a man wished to be the ruler of a tropical island. The leprechaun granted him his wish, sending him to a remote island where no one else lived. It was said that leprechauns were not trustworthy and would do anything to get away from their human captors. They enjoyed mischief and practical jokes. They were not viewed as evil, nor were they viewed as good. There are many stories in Irish folklore in which leprechauns take on each of these roles. Today, images of leprechauns can be found almost anywhere, from t-shirts to dolls, cereal boxes, and even representing major sports franchises and universities. In modern society, there aren't many people who believe in leprechauns, but they still remain one of the most recognizable features of Irish mythology, as well as being the most beloved mascot for St. Patrick's Day.
Hey. Play the other one.
Okay, hold on.
The Banshees of Inisherin. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
No, I'm sitting here next to you, and if you're going back
Give
inside,
nothing
I'm
but
following you
Guinness.
inside,
It
and if
will
you're going
make
home,
you
I'm
drink
following you there
Guinness.
too. Now, if I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you. And if I've said something to you, maybe I said something when I was drunk and I've forgotten it, but I don't think I said something when I was drunk and I've forgotten it. But if I did, then tell me what it was, and I'll say sorry for that too, Colin. With all my heart, I'll say sorry. Just stop running away from me like some fool of a moody school child.
School of a moody fool child.
You didn't say anything to me. You didn't do anything to me. Well, that's what I was thinking, like. I just don't like you no more. You do like me. I don't. You liked me yesterday.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
I thought you did.
It's 'cause dick.
So.
Well.
The history of the leprechaun.
Yeah, bug. There's a real reason why. He just kind of bored him. I listen you talk about your little donkey shite. To be reasonable, it was my little pony's shite. Tells you that much how much you were listening. Yeah, I totally recommend that movie. Just got nominated for a couple Oscars.
Yeah,
Anyone?
I know. What did you? I guess we could
That
talk
sounds
about
funny.
the Oscars a little bit since it came up.
Yeah.
You know.
Like segue into that. Big win for everything, everywhere, all at once. There's definitely going to be a lot of openness on wacky, weird movies like that, and also great representation on Asian American folks. I actually watched a trailer for I think it was on Seth Rogen's page, where it's a movie about like these two, I think they were Chinese girls that they knew each other since they were kids, and then they wanted to go back to China and shit. So there's a lot of culture and a lot of like fucking a lot of good times because they play around with like the language barrier and whatnot, and you know it's a R-rated flick and stuff. So you know, like I think it's produced by Seth Rogen, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, but I don't know. I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was just like I keep forgetting what it was called. I'll look it up.
Check this out.
But
I got a link. This is dumb. This is like someone found a pixie.
what?
I know.
Someone found a pixie. What do they do with the pixie?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Maybe I don't want to find out.
Oh, you're the host. You have to click on the first sighting of the pixie.
I don't see a pixie. Wait. You play it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just stepped out.
So it's a new day today, and it's actually starting late because this morning it was raining, so I nearly didn't actually come out. But then I remembered I had to pick up the night vision camera. Anyway, and luckily on the way it cleared up. So it's actually been quite sunny for the last. Hopefully that'll prevent any. Okay. So this is a good spot. We're further down. It's a little bit damper. Unfortunately, I'm getting a bit of a wet bottom, but it's worth it because this is a good, comfortable. Apart from that, comfortable place. They like these covered areas because that's a good thing. They're nomadic, so discouraged by the fact this is taking a long time. I'm just slightly feel a bit more under pressure than usual because I have freaked out by when they see me. And what I've been doing is trying to make a noise, which I've done disappear down at crack, and I wouldn't see him for the rest of the day.
This guy is high
and
on
he'd alert
drugs.
everybody else to stay underground. So, but he was just down. Let me just. It's going to take me a moment.
He's a fun guy.
Focus in.
No,
he went down there.
This guy's nuts. Let's see what he has. What is he gonna bring to the table? I don't know. This shit is so
keep quiet actually, because if he does come back again.
Wait, why are we even watching this?
It says this
I'm
man
just
must
going
be
to
protected
hold the
at all
camera like
costs
this.
in the comments.
And then if he does come back, I'll try and get a shot.
It's like this guy looks like he could walk into the forest and find magic mushrooms.
Right. Just keep watching up behind me on that ledge. Just focus it. I think I've got the right spot. Hold on. Yeah.
I says, I don't care if this is not real. This man's aura is so peaceful and soothing.
He's just there.
I actually finished watching the whole video.
Ah, you see? That was a quick glimpse there.
It's a cat, my dude.
Okay.
It's a puppet.
He's not there. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing. Oh, there.
This guy's on some St. Patty's Day mushrooms, bro.
I was a bit loud there when I was talking. So it's raining. That's slightly irritating.
He does not find this guy again.
That means they probably won't be coming out again today if this carries on. The sun's coming out over there.
This fool is.
I've been here about half an hour.
Videos, man. Let's go there.
The rain's not as bad as it was, so it might clear up, but it still means that they might have.
All right, dude. Can we do the sip on this?
Yes, we can.
But I might have to cut it short today, so.
Leave the activity. All right, there we go. Sip on this.
Sip on this.
Sip on this. Sip.
Go ahead, Manny. You seem excited.
So, as you guys know, sometimes I'll listen to, well, some of you know this. I listen to KCRW, and basically, they came out with this podcast. It's a 4-part podcast, and it's like a radio show, and it's a movie about Quentin Tarantino making Pulp Fiction. So it actually goes through his life from like the time he was a little kid to him growing up and like him actually coming out with Pulp Fiction. So it goes through actual historical moments and moments taken from interviews, and they basically like stitch together a storyline that explains like his reasoning and like major moments that made the movie happen. And it's really dope, and I encourage everybody to watch that. That's my sip on this. It's actually like a podcast, and I listened to it and I finished the whole thing, and I do not regret it. It actually made me really excited because it's like it actually shows you somebody that was living in LA at the time that was kind of like a nobody, didn't really have a good experience in school, wanted to drop out, eventually did drop out. He didn't even pass being a sophomore. And then later on grew to like just work at a movie store, and then he thought that was going to be a dead end for him. He grows up and writes a screenplay, and that gets sold for $50,000. And then he's able to make a bunch of movies after it. So I think it's like super cool how they broke everything down, and just the way that they act and do it, it's really cool. And it's called Press Play. It's not called Press Play. It's called Fade In, Quentin Tarantino, on KCRW. So definitely telling people to check that out.
Yeah, we'll put the links in. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've been on a Quentin phase 2 from another podcast. That's not what I'm gonna recommend. But my sip on this is the TV show that I discovered. I at first I thought I was like, it's like whatever's, but then my editing teacher actually recommended it, and then I started watching it, and it's pretty cool. There's some things I don't understand, but I just like the visuals of it and just like how it is with the editing. It's called Peripherals, and it starts Chloe Grace Moretz, getting her name. Basically, that girl from kick-ass hit girl. And it just basically tells um, the story between her and her brother, who have to take care of their mom. And this is like 2032, where a lot of it's futuristic. So there's a lot of futuristic and a lot of like technology going into it. And at this point in time, basically they use these devices, I guess the peripherals, to use it for everyday uses, like well, not everyday uses, but basically it's just to like use it for VR, for gaming or to like a way to escape. But they find this peripheral, or they come contact with someone that has this through the device, in which um, she gets herself into a situation where she basically uses her brother's avatar, and they're doing like a thing, and basically this job actually pays like real life currency if you do the job. They think it's a game because in this world, like uh, you could pretty much like play any game, like how it is, like live streaming with Twitch and everything. And
Looks like you might have gotten cut off.
there's ways to like actually make
Looks
movies.
like you got cut off a little bit, bro. Can you
Yeah.
back up a little bit?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. What was I? Oh, yeah. They pretty much know how to like monetize money, like using these devices and stuff, with live streaming and gaming, whatever. But like I said, they come across this one job, and to her it feels real. And what they discover is like they're able to like travel across the future, like 30 years, no, like probably like 6 centuries into the past, and the bodies that they're using are actually robots, but their consciousness has traveled from across time and stuff.
That's dope.
And yeah, and they basically it goes into they basically meet people that pretty much need them, and they really are across times in the futures, and they have to discover how to like they have to work
Survive.
with each other to not just survive, but like um it's like a whole mystery that they basically have to use each other and stuff. And it's pretty cool because they do use like a lot of technology that you could see as a near future, like because in 2032 the girl actually worked like at a 3D printing shop. So say like you need to request something like an object, they could pretty much like 3D print it, and then just like you'll pay for the labor and whatnot and stuff. So it's just like, oh fuck, like certain things like that are just like realized, but then they put a step further, and there's like a future beyond the future that is our future and stuff. But it's pretty interesting and stuff. So this was produced by the same people as Westworld. Um, Jonathan Nolan and his wife Lisa Joy. And Jonathan Nolan is related to Christopher Nolan. It's his brother. So they write a lot of sci-fi, a lot of things that are like very similar to Nolan, but not really. But it's
Keeping it
it's
in
a
the
twist.
family.
Yeah, they keep it in the family and stuff. So yeah, I recommend that. That's on Amazon Prime right now, and they have the first season out. So it's 8 episodes though. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Cool.
Definitely recommend. Even
Yeah,
though
man.
I didn't get everything.
That sounds interesting. I always like sci-fi stuff when they go try to like break the barriers of sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Oblivion for me kind of did that, like
Oh,
stuff
really?
like that. They kind of like broke the barriers of what we would consider like regular sci-fi and like go past it. So
Yeah.
I
For
always
me, it was like Edge
appreciate
of Tomorrow.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
Definitely good.
yeah, man, everybody, thank you for joining us on our crazy technical issued sprinkled episode, live episode. But we're gonna cut it down in post, so fuck it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
that is our St. Patty's Day episode. Get out there, drink some beers, drink some what
Drink,
is it?
drink responsibly.
Yeah, that part. And then but also don't forget to tip your bartenders, right? And don't forget to follow us. Welcome to Gold Craft, because we're doing all the live episodes on YouTube. We're coming out with everything on there. Instagram, TikTok, Golden Craftcast, baby. Check us out. We're here to serve you some wild beers and some wild entertainment stories, baby. Throw out some liquid aloha and tap out. Thank you, everybody.
Let's go. Mine is Golden Craft Cast, goldencraftrun@gmail.com. Follow us, subscribe, support the arts. It's a fun day.
And good thanks to our cousin Randy for being the background today.
Yep. Tune in for the next episode, which he might be. All right. Peace, everyone.